Welcome back. Right now, FlaSh cannot win a series. Take a game off. He's won a PvP against Best. He won a TVZ against Queen. But overall, this has been a pretty poor performance by him. I don't know if he can pull it off against Bisu. I do feel like Bisu's better than Best. I think that's fair to say.
Bisu's PvP and PvZ are really good.
Really good.
And
he can beat FlaSh in a PvT. I mean, it's unlikely, but he's one of those players. Bisu's basically the best Protoss for Brood War, right? I mean, there's some other great ones, Rain, Snow, but I think it's it's fair to say Bisu's innovated Protoss more than anybody else.
Well, that's for sure.
Even though Protoss,
you just changed what you said, though. Yeah, for sure, he innovated more.
Yeah. But I think he's also still, like, I think if you had to have a guy come out and represent the entire Protoss race.
Yeah. It would fall on him.
Bisu's our guy.
It would fall on him. He is Bisu.
Yeah. So, Protoss is weakest to random in the sense that Protoss have the most difficult decisions to make. This all comes down to where you put the first pylon.
Yeah.
The pylon has to power the next building you're going to make, the gate. So it's like, I don't know. So, again, this is going to be interesting. But right now, as far as we can all tell, taking on the best players in the world as random is not a feat a human can do yet. He is not winning his games. FlaSh is not coming out on top.
He's not winning yet.
He's not winning yet. All right, and this should be his hardest opponent yet. Bisu, we're going to jump right into this game. Let's do this. Let's see what race FlaSh gets.
I want him to have Zerg so badly, Tasis. T.E.N.
Oh my God.
Okay, so, but what if, as you were saying on the break, what if Bisu 2-0s FlaSh's T.E.N. and that's the end of the match and we're just like left really wanting and wondering and like
Bisu just crushes him 2-0, can do T.E.N. games, and we're like, why did we all agree to do this? Why did we think this was a good idea? In retrospect, it's like, yeah, of course you can't win with random against the other best players in the world. This game's too hard. Yeah. I really thought today, guys, okay, Bisu, in my head, I thought maybe most likely to win. Just because he's been playing Protoss for so long and has had to play against random on ladder. Probably has a lot of really good stuff. Best didn't seem that confident, and then Queen, I thought it just kind of depends. Yeah. And the results are completely opposite. Also, one of the rare moments, we basically have never got to talk about this in a cast, but the decision for FlaSh as he went random and spawned T.E.N. his best race to make a gamble and go command center first. Yeah. And because Queen had no idea what he was up against, decided that maybe 9-pull speed's the best way to go, and then ended up actually killing FlaSh for the hard counter. You don't normally think of the random player getting hard countered with a build. That's almost inconceivable, but that's what we saw here.
Yeah, and I put some more thought into it. It might be because of the second gas that's in the main. Like, I haven't watched many TVZs on Optimizer, to be honest, but I could see that playing a role, right? Because Zerg hits critical mass at 4 gas, and then the third base would be the 4th gas. So that maybe it's a map where T.E.N. is in such a bad position he felt like he needed to do that. So
this is this is actually all manageable. It's not ideal for Protoss, but this is a build you can do, the forward gate. Actually, I think Bisu is one of the best in the whole world at this specific build. Well, so we're in store for a very good PvT.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, that's tight. So
yeah,
like a Zealot can't even do anything.
Yeah, that's correct. Actually, you know what? It's not the end of the world.
No,
but it's not what you would want to get against.
He might have even canceled a Zealot, to be honest.
I think he is going to have one. Maybe he'll just cancel it, throw a core down.
I feel like when you make a Zealot and it doesn't do anything early game PvT, at least at the pro level, that's really good for T.E.N.
Yeah, the way this build is supposed to work against the T.E.N. is you start to attack the SCVs and the Marines, and you can push them up the ramp, and then you end up with about 2 Zealots and Dragoons, and you want to be careful not to overextend because it's easy to do so and you just die, but just kind of keep the T.E.N. really honest, keep them under control.
Yeah.
It's a good pressure build. It's actually one I like to do a lot.
By the way, this is hilarious. This is how good they are, that Bisu has chased the SCV to this base, and FlaSh knows that if he tries to leave, the probe will catch him.
Yeah.
And the probe can do a moving shot. So Yeah, that's like really hilarious. That's
That's
how
how
strong
good this
these
is.
two players are.
So if
like
you,
if anyone tries this on the ladder, guys, just count to any number you want and then drill your SCV home, and 99% of the time it'll get home.
Bisu's so good, and by the way, the moving shot with workers is like among one of the harder micro tricks to do correctly. Do you not agree with me? You like?
I wouldn't know because my worker can't do it.
I find. Oh yeah, that's right. But the drone and the probe, like yeah, it's really hard to actually do. But Bisu's so good with the moving shot that this SCV literally can't get out without getting killed. So there's this weird mini game going on at the top right.
Yeah.
By the way, this is a 2-factory build.
Yeah, this is interesting because it's not just 2-factory, but he went Vulture first, which means that Dragoon pressure is going to be really much stronger against him. Also, he hasn't made many Marines, which will speed up your second factory. But now every Marine that pops out takes at least one shot. Look at that, 2 shots. So suddenly your Marine is at half health.
It's 4
I don't
four Dragoon shots to kill a Marine. So
yeah.
the fact that like, hold on, okay, good deflection. Keep in mind in a 2-factory build, you can end up killing that gateway off. Yep. Protosses have to be careful because you can just straight up die to this.
Oh yeah, 2-factory can kill you.
It's regarded as kind of a cheesy way to play the game, but like you got to do what wins here, you know. By the way, Bisu's done an excellent job. He's only lost shields on that Dragoon.
Yeah, he's keeping a lot of pressure on, and he's actually gone for the Nexus. So that makes it much more likely that FlaSh can actually do something with the push. But let's see what he adds now. Does he like go Robo? Does he go into another gateway?
The best thing that the Protoss can do from here is if he gets a Reaver. The Reaver can stop the 2-factory push.
Well, the 2-fact will hit before the Reaver's out, but the counterplay with the Reaver is amazing against 2-fact because you're just kind of like low on everything and your units are across the map. But he's gone for the Robo. He has some damage on the Zealot. He has, I don't think he really has damage on the Goon.
Is this the right number of SCVs?
Is it 2?
I guess it's FlaSh.
Yes. 2 is the right number of SCVs.
I guess if it's FlaSh doing it's absolutely always the right thing.
Yeah, I guess that's true, but 2 is the standard.
We're like sitting here like, no, FlaSh did it wrong. So from here you have Vultures follow this up, and this is a real like battering ram of an attack.
Yeah.
And this is one that's really oftentimes intended to actually kill the Protoss.
Yeah, look at this. Now, FlaSh goes up the ramp, but the Zealot leading the charge, Bisu's going to be in good shape here. He should be able to hold this.
Okay, now he's targeting the tanks.
Yeah. So you target the tanks, and then you just try to choke everything up so the Vultures can't kill your probes.
Okay, so does he have a block? Does he have a block? There's nothing back at home.
Oh, that's bad news for Bisu right there. Oh my God. He's going to lose everything, man. You had to have some sort of wallop.
Yeah, he should have had a pylon or something there to defend.
Ooh, this is going to be insanity damage. Okay,
yeah.
Look at that. The Dragoon pops out. It doesn't even matter. He targets it down with the Marines and Vultures. He has enough left over.
I think this is fatal. I don't think you can recover from this. There's just nothing to save the probes. Looks like he was going to go to Reaver Tech shortly after this, but I mean, the probes are going to all be killed before this can get fixed. And there's mines in between the main and the natural. GG, FlaSh dominates, but with his T.E.N.
Yes. Well, no, with his random tasteless.
With his random.
You can't have it both ways.
It looks like Bisu will have trouble against the random player.
Oh, that's so funny. And the thing is, everything is so random today, even that build. Like, you never see FlaSh go 2-fact.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's really good to mix in sometimes at the pro level, I think. When you do see Terrans mix it in, it generally has good results.
So,
but it's not something you're expecting, right? Like, FlaSh is so good at every other aspect.
I can't remember the last time I ever saw FlaSh go 2-factory.
I literally can't remember.
I was actually really intrigued when I saw him do it because I thought, I don't remember him.
You see it more from Sharp. We saw it a little tiny bit from Last.
Yeah.
Light doesn't really do it, but yeah, FlaSh is definitely not someone that pulls that build
that's why
off.
there wasn't a second gateway made back at home for Bisu right away. He thought, okay, you're going to expand. I don't like the situation.
That seems reasonable.
All right, guys, we are actually going to have a short break, and when we come back, we'll go to Game 2. Don't go away. And we'll be going to that break. I promise you.
All right.
Any moment now. Yeah, ready? 1, 2, 3, go to break. T.E.N. X Dynamic Busan. The esports night is back.
Yes. And so far, FlaSh's Random has won 3 maps.
Yeah, wait, he's only won 1 game as Protoss, 2 T.E.N games. He's even lost a game as T.E.N.
Yep.
We're going to go to Optimizer. And let's see.
Please get T.E.N again.
Please, I just want you to get T.E.N every time, FlaSh. That's what they're here to see. We're here to see your T.E.N.
Please, Zerg. Oh my god.
Pack it up, guys. I'm going home.
Well, this is the funny thing. Here's what's hilarious. Like, imagine this, right? Because we're doing this. This is his first official outing as Random. He's going to play Random in the next season of ASL. ASL is not that many games. What if he just randoms T.E.N like 70% of the time and just wins ASL again? And we're like, do we call that a random win? Do we call that T.E.N win? What if he loses every map with Protoss and Zerg in the next ASL, but randoms T.E.N enough times that he wins the ASL? Like, what do we do then?
Yeah,
what do we call that?
I think I'm like, are you have some kind of magic lucky power? Can we go to the casino with you and you tell me to bet on black or red? Because I don't know how to explain this any other way.
Well, he would tell you that, and then it would spin onto the 00, man, which is the T.E.N logo. This is his 4th game as T.E.N. That's right.
Yeah, man, when you're playing roulette and it gets the 00 and you just see everybody at the casino not happy about that. Like, wow.
Oh, my God. Okay.
So, this is a forward gate build again.
Yeah, the 10 gate.
This is a map I don't feel like I understand that well, especially with random involved, like what the ins and outs are of it.
Well, yeah. I've seen actually a fair amount of TVPs here, and Starport play seems good, Reaver play seems good here. There's
Carrier's
just like
quite good.
I haven't seen as many games go late, but yeah, it's there's like a lot of funny places you can kind of fly over and do some harassment.
I'm really interested that this is the build that Bisu does against random. I never forward gate. I'm just really curious, like, so what happens if it's a PvP? Like, what is? I almost wish we could have had FlaSh go get Protoss just so I could see for my own, personal reasons.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that
I'm not sure.
My ladder games will improve.
Yeah, maybe. You know what makes me scared about this?
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's almost a good thing for you and I, who actually play a lot of ladder.
Yeah.
That FlaSh is not destroying this match as random, because if he was, there would be an influx of random players tomorrow that I don't want to play.
Oh, that's
against.
a good point. Yeah, I'd queue up and suddenly everybody's playing random.
Yeah. They're like, oh, FlaSh, it looks great.
Yeah.
I have FlaSh's builds now, but he keeps randoming T.E.N, so I don't think anyone's going to be like, all right, let's do it.
So, SCV is going to come in here and get a scout off. And, I mean, I don't know what FlaSh is going to do. We basically have a mirrored situation, although the wall-in isn't completely tight. So there can be some zealot pressure.
Yeah, he has a good SimCity against Zealots, though, and he already has 2 Marines out, so he's totally fine here. It's FlaSh. Like, oh!
Yeah.
That's a little bit of mismicro right there.
Yeah, you got to be really careful with these Marines.
Oh, they bump into each other.
So far, FlaSh's control has basically been flawless here. Okay, he does get 1 kill on the SCV, and he'll back up now. And it's a little bit of a pressure build. A lot of times players might look at this and say, yeah, but the Zealot always gets chased away eventually, right? Yeah, but you did force him to make Marines. You are keeping them honest with you. Now, I don't think we're going to have another 2 factory this time.
No.
Yeah, in fact, he's going to send an SCV out pretty quickly here to take a command center.
Absolutely.
And what a lot of Terrans do is they use the Vulture as a counterattack measure if the Protoss tries to come back out on the map again.
Yeah, just having a Vulture out there makes it so that you have to leave at least a goon at home. Also, don't forget, this was a gasless opening from Bisu, so his Dragoon is actually pretty darn late. Like, FlaSh is not really under any pressure right now.
So here's the Nexus. And we're going to be going into somewhat of a macro game here.
Yeah, it does look that way. It's these openings, can't really see anyone doing any damage anytime soon, really. Vulture gonna pop in, see what's what. Oh, a Dragoon is out. Okay,
Yeah.
bye-bye.
Good defense there by Bisu.
Yeah. And the Vulture just runs away. Looks like a Robo coming up. I think that Bisu will go into Reaver from here.
Yeah, Reaver's pretty trendy now. There's a small chance because of the positions they're in, he actually skips it. Because it's such a long travel distance to get over there with the Reaver. Sometimes in spots like this, because they're probably not going to push just because of the distance. Early on, at least, you can go into Arbiter. But then again, sometimes if you go quick Arbiter, they can push you and just kill
that's
you.
True. It's just, you know, the kind of weird layout of this map with those. They're not exactly island expands, but you have to mine out those minerals to get into the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. I feel like that might be a big part of the reason why a lot of people do like to go Reaver here. But we'll see what he does. A little bit of pressure coming out of Bisu, but FlaSh has more than enough. You're not really going to do this against FlaSh.
You want to see if he gets siege mode or mines or what.
Maybe if he had 4 goons and it was turn rate 12, he'd go get that tank. But
yeah.
2 goons
exactly
in
that story,
land latency. I don't think so, bro. Get those goons out of here.
So we have the second gateway coming down here. We're still waiting to see if it's going to be Reaver tech or if he'll rush into Arbiters or maybe even Carriers. I do feel like you can't quite go Carriers against FlaSh.
Oh, yeah, it's so hard to go
It seems like
Carriers
he
against
just
FlaSh.
doesn't lose to them that often.
Truly strong macro Terrans don't care about Carriers.
Yeah.
It's the rest of us weaklings that do.
And so we have the armory coming down here.
Kind of, yeah. I guess nothing looks too off, to be honest. This is just some good, solid play.
Pushing the Dragoons away here. Get a little bit more of the map.
They're both getting ready to take those thirds. You see them mining out the ramp minerals.
So, again, this is going to be our macro PVT here. And I don't see any shuttle, or excuse me, any Reaver play here. So he's going to tech into Arbiters from here. He's got 2 gases.
You know, Bisu's never really been much of a Reaver guy in this matchup.
Yeah, that's more like Snow. I know FlaSh likes to go Reaver quite a lot when he gets Protoss against T.E.N.
It's because he's had to play against Snow.
Yeah, he sees what those things
he knows how brutal they really can be.
So we'll have the Starport thrown down here, Stargate, excuse me, thrown down. Templar Archives, and then the Forge a little bit later on. And basically, the idea is that, like, the Protoss is not going to be able to attack into the Terran right now and do anything. And so you might as well just rush into Arbiters for recall and stasis so that you're in a good spot later on.
Get plenty gas on this map, no problem there. FlaSh, though, just going to macro up well. It's, you know, the thing is, it's at this level, it's not right to call it a weak matchup, but this is Bisu's least strong matchup.
He's really, 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 really good at it, but Bisu made a name for himself just dominating Zergs.
And Protoss.
And Protoss.
His PvP was, before Rain, there was Bisu, you know?
Yeah. I think Rain is basically now the definitive PvP god.
Yeah. Well, he's probably the definitive PUBG god now, I don't know, but doesn't play as much StarCraft as he used to.
Stream it every other game lately. So, there's a third Nexus coming down, and basically we're going to get into this macro race here. Now, T.E.N has to be careful because recall is an inevitability, and this is a map where actually things are pretty far apart.
Yeah.
But, you know, FlaSh is basically the best in the entire world at this.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
he will optimize the hell out of this. He's going to be in a good spot, I think. All right, Scan sees a DT, so that actually tells him a lot.
Oh, is there going to be a DT drop? So I've seen Bisu doing this more and more lately. The DT
a lot of Zergs, I mean, a lot of Protosses like this before their Arbiter now to drop. I normally don't see 3 DTs, but a lot of the times they'll fly over with 2 DTs in a shuttle.
Well, it seems like the idea is to try to get them to drain scans. The DT can force a scan in a lot of positions, and if they scan it, you just pick it back up and run out. And, you know, scans with Arbiters, especially when you're pushing out on the map, when you don't have a Science Vessel out yet. And, you know, by the way, the Science Vessel is easy for Protoss to snipe. It's a really weak unit. Dragoons, if you just right-click on it, it's going to go down. But this is a cool way to control the game. It's also a delayed DT drop, so it's like there's a likelihood the player's not quite ready for this.
No, if you're going for it quickly, it's actually in a lot of ways easier to defend because you're aware and kind of waiting for it. You're kind of like figuring out that it's happening.
So the idea is, oh, he doesn't get away, but
Good
you want to
kill.
run away out from under the scan. And we don't have a science vessel out yet, and so like,
wow, this is actually killing it. This is a great, like 3 DT drops.
it's this funny concept where like, because the DTs didn't come right away, a lot of players don't factor it in as a possibility later on, and then it's even stronger. So, look, he strained all the scans there, and it kind of looks funny, right? Because you're thinking, well, was that really worth it? He didn't get that much. But again,
I thought it was pretty good.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
The Arbiter should be coming out shortly here.
Oh, Bisu's looking strong. He's taking another main in the bottom left. He's going up to 4 base. FlaSh just nailing his upgrades, getting his factories rolling. Looks like he's getting ready to take that 4th base as well. But as you said, the recalls are going to be a little bit tough. Like, the bases are kind of far apart. For instance, that base that FlaSh just went to take his 4th, if you do a recall there, that base is gone. Your army cannot get there quickly enough, I think, to really defend that well. But at the same time, can they get the army out easily, right? Like, you might have to recall out. You might, there's a set of things that you might want to do there.
So these Zealots can actually fight these Goliaths pretty well. Goliaths are funny units in that they're actually not very good against the ground, but they're so good against the air. So he forces a cancel. That's actually a pretty big victory there for Bisu. That's the first Arbiter, right?
Yes. That was, yeah, the forced cancel was really, really nice. I think Bisu's playing a very solid game right now.
Yeah, no, this is very impressive by him. Now, you can see FlaSh's macro. This guy is such a god when it comes to macro games here. He's almost caught up to the Protoss. But now the Arbiter's out, and I think Bisu set himself up for a decent game here. The problem is FlaSh is, like, so untouchable in some of these macro games. He just knows how to push. He knows how to force positions. He knows how to take fights.
Yeah. Well, Bisu running around towards his 3rd base from the back, so that's going to be a little bit annoying. I'm not sure what units he actually has.
Yeah, we're getting a shot of this over here, but I'm not. Okay, there's some tanks.
That's not too bad, actually. He's got a really well-placed depot. The comm set helps with the wall there.
Yeah, that's a cute little wall.
That is a really cute wall. That's hard to attack.
Yeah, you're not going to really get in there without losing everything as Protoss.
And that cost him a lot of time, too, right? Bisu ran all the way around there, checked. Now he's running all the way back. And FlaSh basically knows where his army is. He knows what he's thinking about, too.
So, there will be an EMP ready in time before the recall comes, right? Or is that not how this works?
Generally, FlaSh does go for EMP quickly.
It looks like he's going to try to get the recall set up here. Bisu does this a lot, where he sets up right outside the front so that they try to defend there and then recall somewhere else. Okay, here we go. Here we go. just too many turrets.
Oh, man. All right, well, that one is not going to be, that's going to be a stasis arbiter right there.
Yeah, it's taken enough damage, you'll never be able to fly in. And so he's going to try to just go for a bust here.
All right, going to come up. Oh, I think the spread is too good, though, right? Like, oh, whoa, he actually does do the recall on top of the army.
Yeah.
Not so sure about that one. D-Matrix coming out. The Zealot's getting good pairings on the left, but the siege tanks to the north.
This is too many tanks. This is like actually a pretty bad attack here by Bisu, to be totally honest.
I'm really surprised he did it.
That was actually, this is just a really bad play by Bisu. I don't know what to say. I think he took too much damage on the Arbiter, realized, okay, FlaSh is going to get too big. He's going to come out and push me and kill me.
How's that Arbiter still alive is what I want to know.
I know, that is a good question.
But, you know, like, sometimes a recall in an army can be pretty good, but FlaSh had a great spread and he had a huge army, so it didn't work out that well. He had a couple vessels. He had a clutch D-Matrix there. Yeah, not quite what Bisu was looking for, that's for sure.
I mean, here's the problem. Like, I think that FlaSh could just win this game from here. Protoss can keep macroing up, but if you're FlaSh, 2-1 is done. His army is basically better. They're the same supply now. And
the Arbiters have to do something really special here, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Like, maybe he can sneak in a recall somewhere that forces FlaSh to turn around. A move like that can change things, but
the one Arbiter that would have the energy and a little bit here to do the recall is very low on HP, though.
That's true.
It's like, it's going to be hard to get it in there.
Man, look at this army.
Yeah. You got to remember, guys, T.E.N units, they scale better with the upgrades. So, like...
Okay, here comes the recall. I like it.
Oh, he doesn't have enough for an EMP. Oh, my gosh, he's found a little hole in the defenses here.
Big hole in the defenses.
Yeah.
This is good for Bisu.
Okay, this actually could work. Here we go.
Well, this recall is definitely good enough to force him home. Might be able to pick off, if that's +3 attack, that's just amazing as well.
Yeah.
And FlaSh, he didn't have any mines in his main, he didn't have any static de-up. He was just trying to push him to kill here. Which, the thing is, if this hadn't happened, he probably could have.
The thing is, he doesn't kill the armory. You know, I think it's actually pretty intentional how FlaSh set up those depots. It's like this ant farm he has to move through to get anywhere.
Yeah, I think it screws up the movement, for sure. FlaSh can make them in a grid, trust me.
Yeah.
So I think you're right about that. But FlaSh going to go ahead and counterattack now. Like, Bisu did use a lot of army there. Of course, he can remax pretty quickly.
Okay, another attack coming through here.
3 shuttles.
Yeah.
Dropping zealots all over the place. All right, a big stasis right there, but he actually freezes a bunch of his zealots as well.
It's just too much. Bisu's doing a good job, though. He's going to try to reinforce here. There's not that many vultures here. Maybe he can pick up again and try to drop them on the tanks.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Bisu is taking the island here. Is that Arbiter still there? Oh, how funny.
Huh.
Yeah, it's right up there. 13 HP.
It's going to be a bit before he's back in action.
Yeah. But if FlaSh forgets about that, that's another recall into the main.
Yeah, that would be a big deal. I mean, you see the first recall gave him something to fight with, right? Here, though, I'm definitely worried for Bisu. You see, he doesn't really have a bank or anything.
Oh, I didn't even realize there were frozen Protoss units in that.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of why it was a funny stasis, too, is because he stasis the same place he dropped zealots.
Yeah.
All right, almost has another stasis right there. His army's a little bit split. Oh, this is where FlaSh is going to gain his value. He's getting in between these two pieces of army, and normally you would call that a Protoss flank, but not with a pure goon army with shuttles on the left.
Yeah, these Dragoons, they need some zealots here. Nice stasis, does stasis his own shuttle, bungling some of his attack here. And again, the tanks are just too strong. And what we're seeing
can't
FlaSh
fight that
do
with
here,
pure goon.
He's just going to box the Protoss around the map until he can eventually close in on the production point. And the game's basically over from there. This is one of these moments where FlaSh knows he doesn't even need a siege.
Yeah.
So, wow, Bisu just can't beat FlaSh's random Mortosis.
No.
How about that?
And he was the one that was most certain he was going to beat FlaSh's random.
Yeah, how embarrassing is that?
But wait a minute, nothing shoots up. Maybe these Arbiters.
Oh, you said that. That Goliath queued in just in time.
Yeah. Well, Bisu's expansion going to be under siege here. He's really not got any extra money.
Yeah.
He's down in supply.
Bisu has enough expansions, but it's really hard to get a good angle here.
FlaSh is just so good.
He's just so good. Imagine if his
Well,
Protoss and his Zerg could be as good as his T.E.N.
Well, I mean, you have to take his random as a whole, Tasteless. And here tonight, it's better than Bisu.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Bisu tap out here in a little bit. There it is, GG! All right.
So FlaSh went 4-4.
Best
So
event
FlaSh
night
is
ever.
even with 3 of the best players in the world with his random.
Random,
Even, guys. Hold on, I can spin doctor the hell out of this. Look at that. You see that?
So
He
FlaSh
lost
won,
4 maps, he won 4 maps.
So FlaSh only won 1 game without T.E.N.
Tasteless, he didn't choose T.E.N, he chose random.
That's
Don't you
right.
try to twist this.
That's right. No,
Don't you
you're right.
take away what he's done.
We got so many T.E.N games tonight. I mean, I knew we were going to get some, but wow.
4-4. All right, we're calling it a tie tonight. We're giving FlaSh half the prize money.
What a night. Okay.
Bisu looks embarrassed, by the way.
Oh, he's not happy about this. So, that does it for our event, guys.
Yeah, just, I mean, I guess so, yeah. This has been